David Knight Show. Infowars.com/show.
Welcome back. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to be talking about what you can do at the local level. We got an idea about something to do that does not involve political parties or candidates. It transcends that. And I think you're going to find it very interesting and enlightening. And so our guests will be coming up at the beginning of, well, not the next segment, but the one after that. And we're going to talk a little bit about what people have done in their communities to protect their communities from violence, from looting, and other things. And a little bit about the what is being discussed in terms of what should be done about the police. So we'll be talking about all that coming up in the next segment. In this segment, we're going to take a quick look about something that is completely different. You know, we've talked a long time about geoengineering, climate engineering, chemtrails, and so forth, putting, the persistent contrails. We've been able to monitor and show that there's a correlation between the cross-hatched chemtrails that you'll see, the persistent contrails that you'll see up in the area. Years ago, there was they did a documentary as well as an app. It was called Skyder Alert, if I remember correctly. And it was an app that you could put on your phone, and you could take a picture of the cross-hatched persistent contrails. We call them chemtrails because we've seen the metallic particulates that come out of that on the ground. We've seen that increase as well. But you could take a picture of that and send it to them. And what they were able to show was that there was a high correlation between areas that were being chemtrailed with cross-hatched persistent contrails and a rise in local temperature. Very interesting project. And for years, you would have these geoengineering conferences, and they would get together and they would talk about what they could do to manipulate the climate, to manipulate temperature in various areas. But we were called conspiracy theorists, even though these people were conspiring openly. Mainstream media would not talk about it. Now this is another one of these things that has now come out, and they're not afraid to talk about it. As a matter of fact, they're bragging about it. Bloomberg is bragging about it. The fast, cheap, and scary way to cool the planet. Yeah, you put metallic reflective stuff up. They call it solar geoengineering. And one of these conferences that was maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, I was covering some of the papers that were presented there. What they were saying was, well, there's no question that we can do this. And of course, there hasn't been any question they could do it going back to the 1960s. They gave a guy a medal for manipulating local climate during the Vietnam War. In the 70s, they created a climate engineering treaty to make sure that people wouldn't weaponize climate against each other. And then, 5 or 6 years ago, when I was covering that conference, they were saying, well, there's no question that we can do it, but the question is, who gets to set the thermostat? There's some countries that would like it warmer, and others like it colder. It's like you and your wife arguing over what the temperature should be in the car or the house. Well, that's going to be an argument between different countries. We want more water, we want less water, we want it cooler, we want it warmer, whatever. But now they're openly talking about solar geoengineering to reflect a portion of sunlight back into space. They're going to put particles up there, metallic particles. We've been saying this all along, chemtrails falling to the ground. We've shown you the pictures. We've shown you the nozzles coming out of the close-ups. Geoengineering Watch, the entire website set up for that. And, but, don't believe us. But now you can believe it because Bloomberg is openly talking about it. And why are they pulling this up? Well, they say, well, we've seen the carbon dioxide dropping to zero, but, it hasn't really, we're not putting any man-made stuff up there, but it hasn't affected the climate. Oh, well, but we can affect the climate. And they go back and they talk about Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines. And of course, before that, there was Krakatoa east of Java. That erupted in the 1800s. Such a large amount of particulates are put in the atmosphere that you had a mini ice age around the world for quite some time after that. And then, of course, there's Elon Musk launching another 60 satellites for 5G because, they want to make sure that there's nowhere you can go on Earth to escape 5G. He's got a permit to do 12,000 of these, and he's already up over 400 now. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey guys, Rob Dew here with InfoWarsStore.com, and I want to tell you about something that I think has really helped me out and I think can help you out too, especially if you have any problems sleeping, and that's Knockout. Let's face it, our life patterns have been disrupted by this lockdown, this government-imposed imprisonment, and it has definitely affected my sleep schedule. But one thing that has helped is Knockout. I take one pill about an hour before I want to go to bed, and boom, I get a great night's sleep. And just this past Memorial Day, I took 2 of them, fell asleep about 1 a.m., woke up at 8 a.m., ready to go. It really has made a difference in my life, and it can make a difference in your life too. If you don't get any sleep, you're going to be a grouch. If you get great sleep, you're going to be on point. You're going to be mentally focused. You're going to be ready to take on the day. And right now, Knockout is 50% off. It's less than $15 a bottle. You get 30 capsules. Give it a try today. It's at a great price right now, and it can really help you get the sleep you need, especially in these tough times. It's Knockout, and it's available at InfoWarsStore.com.